Put on your big Hollywood sunglasses and light the torch, because it's cellar time.
Welcome to the crack cellar, as the prophecy was once foretold. That's right, sorcerer. I'm Two-Spirit Penguin Daniel.
And I am Broad. Maybe a nickel.
Cast. Broadcaster
One
Nickels.
day I'll be a 50-cent coin. What?
You know, there much has been said about open world games and how lame they are, generally speaking, and how popular they are, generally speaking, which sort of makes sense. Popular shit always seems to be lame throughout my life. You know, in retrospect, stuff that was popular, sometimes I'm like, okay, I get it now, but at the time, usually stuff that's popular, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you sheep? And today, Broadcaster, you've let slip a interesting factoid, and that is that you're playing Fallout 4 instead of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Defend yourself. Defend yourself.
Well, I'll tell you right now, price tag. That's the first line. That's the line I'll draw in the sand right now.
You have a free copy. Your brother bought it for you. Right?
Well, I can't. I'm not going to play it before him. Like, he has it in the living room. And like,
he hasn't beat it yet?
No, he's being slow as fuck about it.
I think you should give up the ghost on that and start playing it. Just like if he shows up, be like, just hand him the baton, like Olympic, contestant. Just hand that torch over. Be like,
well, I know if I start playing, I'm gonna get way further than him a lot quicker, and he's gonna come home after work and see like where I'm at, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" I know how it works. Like,
all right, all right.
But,
well, fair enough then, I guess.
Fallout 4 is goated, man. I never played it when I played Fallout 3 like way too many times when I owned an No, dude, I actually played Fallout 3 on a PS3. I didn't own a 360. I was like the rare kid back then. I owned a PS3 and not a 360. I got a 360 late.
That was rare back in the day.
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways, I played Fallout 3 a lot. I never played New Vegas. And then, I don't know, I played Fallout 4 for a second when it came out, and I got really turned off by the building mechanics.
Oh god, it has building mechanics.
This was way before this shit was popular too. This was way before everybody was making a survival game and shit.
Yeah,
but
it was probably Fallout's fault. They probably did it.
They're probably a precursor, no doubt. But I don't know. At that time, maybe it was because it was Fallout is a person with OCD's worst nightmare because it's not linear. There's a million things to fucking do. There's all these NPCs that are asking you to do it. They'll overtake your current quest. Like you just put it in your face, especially if the quest that you like stumble into the quest. And then you'll forget what you were doing. And so it's already a nightmare, right? So now they added settlements and building the settlements and managing the settlers and stuff. And I'm just like, I got lost in that sauce like almost instantly when the game started. I did it for like an hour, and then I kind of caught myself. I was like, man, I've been playing Fallout for like an hour, and I haven't done one thing intrinsic to Fallout yet, which is go explore and stuff like that. And I never picked it up after that. Years later now, the show came out, and it's totally updated. There's all these mods out and stuff, so I'm having a good time.
Yeah. That sounds like The Sims, but with an expansion for Fallout, like the Fallout expansion of The Sims, what you just described to me.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
doesn't sound too appealing.
It didn't feel right.
No.
Like, I get why, like, lore-wise, I get why they're doing it. Like, they have a very good storyline explanation why you're kind of taking on this role, but at the same time, it's like, make a different Fallout game to do that. Like, you have a mobile game. Once upon a time, Fallout 1 and 2 were a completely different game. Like, leave 3 in New Vegas and what 4 seemed to want to be alone, and go do that settlement shit somewhere else. You
Yeah.
know, like the Vault phone game. You kind of already do that. You know, you manage a little vault dweller. Anyways, get in the weeds, but
Yeah, and yeah, if you can't tell, we're here to tell you about the Fallout TV series that you surely know about because it is the most popular show that I have witnessed in quite a while. You know, since Game of Thrones, I'll say I've had more people sort of talk to me randomly about Fallout. Same way Game of Thrones used to be, where you just have random people, you see the new Game of Thrones episode? Like, people are like that with Fallout. I find that interesting because previous to this TV show, Fallout was kind of like an uber nerd sort of genre, sort of kind of out there, kind of the way Xenogears is out there for JRPGs. Like, a lot of JRPG nerds have never played Xenogears, and they'll be like, oh, Xenogears, I don't know what the fuck's that. A lot of people are like that with Fallout, and it's set the world on fire,
crazy.
Broadcaster Nickels.
That's crazy to me. I feel like, I don't know, I don't talk to a lot of people about RPGs anymore, but I feel like if I ran into somebody that just kind of went out of their way to make me think they were super into RPGs, and then they hit me with never heard Xenogears before, I'd be like, all right, you fucking alien, get the fuck off my planet, dude. I know where you're at, dude. Don't try to fool me.
Yeah, I get enraged when I see like top 10 JRPG lists of all time and Xenogears isn't even on it. I just like want to pull my hair out when I see that shit. It happens all the time. It happens all the fucking time. Fucking see FF8 on the list, but not Xenogears. I just want to kill myself.
Okay, that's someone just trying to make people mad. There's no way.
I don't think so. It
actual people put Final Fantasy 8 up there in aggregate. You know, like there's no fucking way that 8 somehow makes it up to the trickles up to the top. No fucking way.
Yeah, I think the thing with 8 is that because it was such a huge graphical leap from 7, it like really hit the heartstrings of a certain age range that grew up with FF8 at a certain time. They just latched onto it.
I loved it. I thought it was good.
Maybe it's your age range. I don't know. Because like every time I see people talk about it, the main thing they will harp on is how great the graphics are. I'll hear, oh, it's the best looking PS1 game of all time. And I'll sit there and be like, it's a good one graphically, but FF9 looks better than FF8 on the PS1.
Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely progressed, but it didn't stop at 8. There's no doubt. Like, it was towards the tail end of PS1. Don't get me wrong. 9 was definitely pushing the boundary as far as, like, having those classic backgrounds, or what do you call those? Those static background things that they then made the moving map terrain over. I don't even know what the technical term
static
is.
background image.
That I think they peaked in 9, to be honest. 9 did that very well. But 8, I don't know, the sprite are they still sprite? They're not sprites, they're just 3D models at that point, I guess, right?
Yeah,
so
no, they're
sprites. Way better. Like 8 was a huge jump in that department from Final Fantasy 7.
It was, but it was a downgrade in every other way, in my opinion. But we don't need to argue about Final Fantasy.
Storyline wise, for sure.
Oh, dude. All right, one more before we. If I hear one more fucking nerd tell me that the fucking orphanage plot twist in FF8 is the greatest plot twist in JRPG history, I will shoot myself in the head, Broadcaster. I will fucking off myself if I hear that one more time. That is the corniest, dumbest plot twist in Final Fantasy history, let alone JRPG history. Fuck you, whoever thinks that.
Final Fantasy 8 fans, cornballs. Moving on. Moving on.
We're here to talk about the Fallout TV show. Like I said, people are talking about it a lot. It has a high rating from IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. It has high rating from the critics and the users. This is one of those few shows that is pretty much universally praised, except by my friend Dave, who hates it, which it's so funny to me, like how like you'll just hear universal praise for something, then you'll find one person that'll just be like, put me to sleep, couldn't do it.
Put me to sleep.
Like the first episode is one of the most action-packed, like move it along sort of no filler first episodes ever. Like so much happens in that first episode of Fallout. And I'm just like, really? Your complaint is it puts you to sleep? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube a little bit more than you, and so I'm into a little bit more of like these entertainer, like the new Hollywood. I guess you go. They're almost like the new Hollywood in a way. It's the new B Hollywood. But like Critical Drinker, you may have even heard of that guy. Like he's actually been on the
I watched
mainstream.
one of his videos like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, he like him and kind of, I don't want to say ilk in like some negative connotation or anything, but like people that kind of like are offshoot orbiters or whatever of that type of content.
Beta orbiters.
Betas. They all seem to have the same opinion on the Fallout series, where it's like it doesn't make sense, it's dumb, and they're very shallow takes. And I'm usually someone that's pretty critical of like new. Very rarely do I like new stuff that comes out.
Especially because Critical Drinker. Now, maybe I have a total wrong impression of him. Maybe you know him better, but the thing I know him from is he was very critical of the new Star Wars movies and like the woke Star Wars genre.
Yeah,
you know, so to speak. That's how I know Critical Drinker. Right. And if his argument and if their argument, now a lot of the time beta orbiters will sort of parrot the same opinions as the person they're orbiting, in this case, Critical Drinker. So if they're all sort of like off the wagon, it would make me think it's because it's too woke. But I did not get very much woke vibes from the show. Not like very little, tiny bit.
Well, I mean, to come to their defense, I don't think, like, from what I interpreted, it doesn't seem like their complaints are really like woke complaints. They seem more of like it's just bad storytelling, and that's kind of where it hit me hard, because I was like, I thought that, like, now you're making, like, it's like one of those things where it's like, am I gay? Like, am I like it's crazy, like, where you're just like, dude, I can't be getting it that wrong. There's no fucking way. Like, because I respect, you know, like, I respect what these guys have to say, and just like they're flat out just disregard, like they're just like, yeah, it's just a very shallow storytelling. None of it makes sense in a Fallout perspective or anything like that. I'm just like, okay. I feel like I'm watching a completely different show. I've played a lot of the Fallout games. I'm constantly like an eagle-eyed looking for the tiniest woke shit to just write off a show.
Yeah, no, you're way more sensitive to woke shit than I am, and I would say I'm pretty fairly against woke shit, but you are probably 1 or maybe even 2 steps above me in that sort of critique.
Yeah, and I thought all of it was pretty funny. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't Breaking Bad good. No, that's the guy. Jonathan Nolan's the guy that did Breaking Bad, right? I get that right?
Jonathan Nolan, no, it was Vince Gilligan.
I thought the guy that did Fallout in some way was responsible for Breaking Bad.
No, not Breaking Bad, Westworld. So in fact, it's not even just Jonathan Nolan. He pretty much brought the whole production crew from Westworld over to Fallout. So you have Lisa Joy as well and a few other people that are from Westworld. And I could feel the Westworld pedigree in this show every episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I could feel it. Jonathan Nolan is a fucking boss. He's good at
I want to say that, but after season 3, I'd say that's not a thing. But
I honestly, in my brain, I have compartmentalized that 3 out. I didn't even watch season 4. There's a season 4 that I never watched because I heard it was so bad. I just noped out of it.
Season 4?
That's what I heard. I noped out of it. I watched
season
1 and 2.
Where they all went through the Shangri-La portal, right?
Yeah, 3 is when they leave and go to the real world, and then 4 is the last season, and I never watched it because I was told by several people that I trust that it was like an abomination level.
Never mind. I remember now. Season 4 is the one where Marshawn Lynch is in it. I saw an episode of that.
I think that was 3.
Oh, that's 3?
Yeah, I think that was 3. I don't know.
So wait a minute, season 3 they're in the real world?
I believe so. I think they go to the real world in season 3, and then the 4th season, I don't know what happens. Because season 3
goes out because damn.
Yeah, because season 2 was all about the maze with fucking Ed Harris.
Yeah.
And season 1 was just like the vanilla OG sort of Westworld storyline from the movie, pretty much. Season 3 was one where when they left. And Delilah, the thing with it was they made Delilah or Dolores. They made Dolores into a girl boss, and it just never fit because it was a 180 from her original character. Her original character was she was a strong woman, an abused strong woman who had, a lot going for her, but she had sort of the personality that was feminine. Her femininity just disappeared in season 3. She became like this weird, aggressively male girl boss character, and it's just like eye roll.
Hostile takeover of character writing.
So, maybe the critiques of Fallout the TV series is a little retroactive sort of dislike of Westworld season 4 that's kind of slurping its way in to Fallout, and they're like looking at this main character of Fallout. I always forget her name, Ella something. The main character of Fallout, who is an interesting girl, isn't she? In one way, she is incredibly hot, especially from certain angles. But then you get to other angles, and you're like, you look kind of homely. You're just like, what is going on with this chick? Like, she can go from a 10 to a 5, depending on the angle.
She's like Schrodinger's scale of beauty, dude. Like, she at any moment is like just a 1 through 10. It's weird. Like, I just see her, I'm just like, I don't know. I just I'll just blink for a second. I'm like, all right, she's hotter.
No, totally, dude. And the thing about her that I find most interesting, especially when you compare her to Dolores from Westworld, is she is just like season 1 Dolores. She's strong and she does shit. She's a badass. She gets down, but she's feminine. She's very feminine. It makes me wonder if she's going to take the same sort of trajectory as Fallout continues. Is she going to become more like Dolores season 3 from Westworld? I do find that interesting, and I do wonder if a lot of the criticism is people anticipating things going downhill rather than them being downhill in the moment. What do you think about that?
From a Westworld fan's perspective, I would hope that they don't go past season 2, or at least Jonathan Nolan isn't allowed to go past season 2, and maybe let I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm saying let the series end. And then, like, maybe a couple years down the line, someone makes another Fallout series. Not like take up his series, but just make their own, kind of like how a Fallout game comes out. It's about a different vault and all that stuff, like a different area of the country, a different vault, different factions, all that stuff, different character. And because I'm saying that from a Westworld fan's perspective, just based on his rap sheet from Westworld, that series took a drastic fall after season 2, and from a Fallout's perspective, I can't imagine, based on what I saw in season 1, for there to be any more need than another season, because they're going to get more funding for sure based on the popularity. So we're going to get probably a little bit more episodes or longer episodes, but I'm probably expecting the first before the latter, because they were already pretty long episodes to begin with.
Some of them were, yeah.
So it's like, it's perfect. It's just perfect on both ends. Jonathan Nolan kind of seems to blow his load after 2 seasons, so let him, he hasn't proven otherwise, so just give him another 2 seasons, prove that, and then maybe in the future he'll get more. I don't know. I'm not a movie guy, but nonetheless, it's just, I think that would be the perfect middle ground.
Well, I have a question about that as a non-Fallout fan. So I'm one of the few nerds out there that is not a huge Fallout fan. I played Fallout 2 in the 90s when it was a sort of top-down isometric strategy RPG similar to Baldur's Gate a little bit, but a little different than Baldur's Gate, but somewhat similar. And I didn't like it. At the time, Diablo 2 just came out, and I'm like, why the fuck would I play this instead of Diablo 2? So I never did. I just fucking abandoned it, never went back. Then Fallout sort of became like the staple open world game. In fact, I feel like Fallout might have invented the genre of open world. I'm not 100% sure about that. I could be talking out my ass, but it feels like the timeline sort of adds up that Fallout 3 came out sort of in 2007 or something like that, 2006, right when open world became a thing.
Well, no.
Okay.
Fallout is pretty much just a different skin of a popular game called Elder Scrolls, and Elder Scrolls started with 2 iterations before Fallout 3 ever
Was
happened.
Morrowind the first open world game?
I'm thinking, yeah, it was Morrowind, then Oblivion, then Skyrim, and now Online. I feel like I'm missing one though. I feel like that's Bethesda and online gaming nowadays. Like we don't get numbers, we get Fallout 76 online service.
Well, back to the question I was going to ask you, because you have played all these Fallout games, or a lot of these Fallout games. You're way more of a fan than I am. You know way more about this. So in terms of the way that this show starts and ends and the way it sets up season 2, so I don't know anything about Fallout, but I know as a layman that season 2 is obviously opening up into New Vegas, the storyline of New Vegas.
Yeah.
Because they make it fucking super obvious at the end with our boy Kyle MacLachlan fucking in his super suit. I love that the show ends like that.
That was when I saw that, I wanted to make that my wallpaper on my computer. I was like, my man, dude, my fucking man, dude.
Yeah, no, that's
he doesn't
a great
get the
idea.
Respect he deserves, dude.
I might actually make that custom wallpaper, pull it from the video file, and fucking make that. That's a great idea, because that is a sick way to end it.
It's the only thing wrong with Dennis Villeneuve's vision of Dune is that he picked Christopher Walken over Kyle. Like, I just... it hurts me to this day. It hurts me so much, dude.
What could have been, man? What an oh my god! I still haven't seen that movie. I need to. But anyway, back to my question. So, what is the storyline of Fallout the TV show? Is it the Fallout 4 storyline? Is it the Fallout 3 storyline? Is it a mix of the two? I know it's not the Fallout 2 storyline or the Fallout 1 storyline for sure. It's not that, but it's got to be a mix of 3 and 4, right?
Well, in the great tradition of Todd Howard, they're all different.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're all their own unique little thing.
So it does not follow the story from either, is what you're saying.
Well, none of the Fallouts do that. Like, so, like, essentially, like, you can look at the Fallout storyline as, like, every time an iteration or a new version of a Fallout comes out, someone's picking a vault that's never been explained, never talked about, or anything like that, and they get to make up a story on what the vault was. It's like the Fallout universe is a very, very good blank book where everyone kind of thinks there's this huge amount of lore out there, which to this present day now there is. But like as far as when Fallout 3 happened and stuff, like all these vaults, they're all being made when the game's being made. There's not some book out there with like, I think there's 144 vaults or something like that, lore-wise. I guarantee you
doesn't make sense on the map, because they show that map in the TV show, right, where they show all the vaults around the United States, and they only show like 17 of them or something.
There is a map. You can look up a map, I think, of where in the general vicinity of where all the vaults are in each state and stuff like that, and around the North America. Because I think there might be one in Canada too. I think there's a couple in Canada. I'm not sure.
Very polite vault.
Yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, just to kind of answer the question, even though they're all connected, they don't rewrite each other's canon or anything like that. None of the characters are super connected in a way. Like sometimes, like in Fallout 4 right now, I went back to an area you were at in Fallout 3, and you hear about some old characters you interacted with, and some of them are actually dead and missing and shit like that. So they progress in those type of ways, but you never see like main characters from Fallout 3 showing up in New Vegas or Fallout 4 or 76.
Okay, you know? So then let me boil this question down a little bit more, because this seems like a loaded question based on your response. Lucy and Hank, the daughter and the father from this TV show, are they in a previous Fallout, or are they totally made up for this TV show?
Totally made up.
Okay, that answers my question then. So this...
all the characters are the town, Philly. That's a pun on Philadelphia. They're misspelling Philly.
Yeah, like, I thought that was lame. By the way, I thought that was one of the worst parts of the show.
Yeah,
that Philly thing is so stupid. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I thought it looked cool. As far as the set goes, it looked dope. It looked very Fallout.
I'm talking about the wordplay. I thought the wordplay was super like cringy.
Especially because it doesn't really in my experience with Fallout games, it doesn't really fit the lexicon of Fallout.
No, and it's the West Coast. Why the fuck are they naming it? Like, do a wordplay on Los Angeles or a wordplay on San Francisco. Why are you doing a wordplay on Philadelphia?
It's usually a lot more Mad Max like names. Like you'll see like Boomer Town or like
I'd like that
Diamond City and
where's that shit at?
Megaton City and stuff like that. Like you don't really see just really weird, poor spelling. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's like an inside joke about an actual place in one of the Fallout games, and I'm totally fucking off. But I mean, I'm not hating on it too much though. I just thought the name sucked.
Okay, so no Fallout real connection here to an actual main storyline. This is not an adaptation. This is sort of a unique story that exists within the Fallout universe, has no ties to a game. Does that continue to hold up with Walton Goggins' zombie character? Because he seems
totally new.
Wow, that's so crazy. Because as someone that doesn't play these games, when I saw him, I was convinced he was from a previous Fallout. I don't know why I was convinced of it, but my brain was just telling me, oh, he's like a big character from a previous Fallout game. But he wasn't. He's just
but there was. Don't get me wrong. Like if you got like inside knowledge of the games, I guess I kind of misspoke earlier. There are some in the series. There are some shout outs to some characters that exist. Like I don't really know if I want to say it because I don't know if it's going to play a pivotal role in season 2. But then again, if you watch season 2, you're probably going to read up on New Vegas or in some way hear about New Vegas. So there's a guy named Mr. House. That's all I'll say. And he runs New Vegas.
So he's probably going to be in season 2.
Well, he goes by a different name. Also, Mr. House is a cover name. And
cover name.
He was in season 1 of Fallout. He shows up in a scene.
Oh, so this is like some forbidden knowledge that game players know, but people who didn't play the games have no clue.
Yeah, and I only say it like that really weirdly because
you don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, because I have a feeling because he showed up in season 1 and they showed New Vegas at the end. He has to play a big role, and I don't know if like spoiling that will really matter much, but
it could. So I appreciate you holding back. Because I actually really, despite the haters that I didn't really know existed, but I guess they're out there, I really enjoyed this show. It was one of those shows where I actually looked forward to watching it at bed, because I do most of my TV watching at bedtime. And when I have a good show to watch, I actually look forward to bedtime. Like I'm always, watch this next episode of this show. And the entire time I was watching Fallout, I was just like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to watch fucking Walton Goggins just fucking off some people. Dude, Walton Goggins, by the way, I mean, what can you say about that fucking gangster? He was so good in everything he's ever been in, but he is so good in this too.
You ever seen the interview he did where he's like, I just love a chance to be in a good Western. And I thought to myself, I was like, there's only one other Western he's been in, and he said the N-word a whole bunch. It's just like,
oh man, I love Walton Goggins, dude. He carried this show for me big time. I liked all the characters. There was no one I really disliked except for the fucking resistance leader and it seems like every fucking TV show or movie, whoever the quote-unquote resistance leader is always the most unlikable piece of shit that you can find in the TV show. I don't know why that is a thing. Why we can't make... Like, what happened to the dude from fucking Waco, dude? He was a cool resistance villain, and he was likable. Like, what the fuck's going on with these... They all suck,
Are you talking about what's her name?
Koresh, man.
The chick that you talking about the NCR chick?
I don't know what NCR is. What's that?
The chick with the black hair?
Yeah.
Is that who you're saying, the faction leader?
Well, the chick from the very beginning. And also, while we're on the topic, one of my bigger problems with the plot is the first episode. It ends with her invading... By the way, just want to reiterate, amazing first episode. So good. So much shit happened. Yeah. But the very end, where she goes up to Kyle MacLachlan and says, hey, you can choose your daughter or them. And then he obviously chooses his daughter, which, I would too as a father. I would do the same fucking thing. but then she doesn't really kill the other ones, and it was sort of like this weird, like, nothing actually happened. It was a false choice, and it leads into confusion for me because I don't understand that character at that point. And then we get to the very last episode where she has the zombie version of
that shit was I'm glad
Lucy's
you bring this
mom.
up.
Okay, yeah, go on. Talk me off the ledge with this shit.
Well, no, I'm not gonna talk you off the ledge. I'm gonna dissect that a little bit because I think this is kind of like a weird psychology. I don't know if the director and the writer meant it to come off that way, but it seemed to me that they were almost making that leader, that faction leader, the chick with the black hair. First, they insinuated a love relationship between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a love triangle going on.
Yep.
And then they also kind of go out of the way to be like, well, because we showed you that, and she has her change of the chair right there, there's this I couldn't let go type of thing. So that's how I took it, right? And like, but the way the show seems to try to get people to think is like, you should feel for that. Like, that's a good guy move, not a bad guy move. And I was like,
100%
no,
bad guy.
That's a bad guy. That's 100% a bad guy move. And even at the very end, they still try to like make her out to be a good person. You know, she figured out cold fusion. She like all this stuff, looking at the sunset of the fucking the wasteland or whatever. It just seemed like this weird thing where they were trying to make this not antagonist, but just what's the word when you're the gray zone? You're not the villain. You're not the hero.
You're talking about an anti-hero like Vegeta.
An anti-hero, yeah, like an anti-hero. Like they were trying to make her into that, and I'm like, no.
Nope.
No. She don't get that. No. Anti-heroes don't chain fucking people to live an eternal life of torment on a chair like that. Because like she's alive, right?
No. Well, here's the thing. I don't care what their intentions were. This chick's a villain, and she is the actual villain of season 1. They try and retroactively make Kyle MacLachlan's Hank character the villain, but
man-hating at its finest.
It does not come off that way whatsoever. When all the dust is settled, you're still sitting there like, wait a second. This chick invaded a vault. She fucking had one of her Goonies rape Lucy, fucking try and kill Lucy, then threaten to kill Lucy in front of Hank, and then say, if I don't kill Lucy, I'm killing all your other friends that are sitting here on their knees crying right now. And then we get all the way to the end with her chained zombie mom on the chain, and we're supposed to be like, oh, she invented cold fusion, she's their hero.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I will say that Kyle MacLachlan character isn't innocent. He's the leader of Vault-Tec. Vault-Tec's an evil ass fucking company. Super fucking evil.
He is a great villain. He is an amazing villain. But so the thing, I have no problem with what they did with Hank. That was a master class in starting with a sympathetic character and going full circle to making them a villain at the end. That was perfect.
That was the eyes and hair swoosh back, dude.
Yes, that was. But they fucking fumbled the bag so hard on the Resistance leader. She was absolutely the worst part of this show.
She came off more of like an idiot pawn. Like it's just weird. See, this is why I have like a serious problem like talking about woke shit, because like at the end of the day it really just like ruins everything around it, because she's so poorly done. Supposedly she made cold fusion.
Yeah,
but then is like
she comes off as an idiot. She doesn't come off as smart.
Yeah, she's the dope. She's the dumbest fucking bad guy in the show. She raids a vault, purposely makes it look like she's responsible for the deeds in that vault she comes from. Right? Like they make it super mysterious in episode 1, like they caused all that shit going on in Vault. Was it 82 or something? Or 32?
32, yeah.
Yeah. And also, what like you said, she leads a band of raiders into the vault, right? And knowingly puts a character that she then in a scene moments later kind of feigns sympathy for. Like in the scene where she's like asking Kyle MacLachlan to choose, right? It's like you just let her get fucking almost impregnated by a fucking radiated maniac that tried to kill her, and now you're like, I'm gonna give you the chance to save her. And then you kind of get like, I don't know, what I'm talking about, these mannerisms, these character connections they show in the scenes and stuff where you're like, oh, she feels for that character. It's like, what? And so yeah,
it would be like, small spoiler for Game of Thrones if you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, blah 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 blah, you have 30 seconds, skip, whatever. Okay, so Game of Thrones season 3, the Red Wedding, Reigns of Castamere, Lord Frey fucking murks the Starks at a fucking dinner. It's an ambush. He fucking crossbows a pregnant bitch in front of the husband, Robb Stark. Like, this is one of the most grotesque, just fucking abusively evil ambushes of all time. Everyone in the world was talking about it when it happened. Now imagine if one season later they tried to make Lord Frey the good guy. Like, oh no, Lord Frey invented cold fusion, and he actually had his reasons for murking that pregnant bitch. Like, that's what this feels like, because episode 1, this fucking cold fusion inventing whore did some of the most heinous shit to Vault 32. All right? Or 33. Vault 33. She fucking had... Dude, it's so evil. It's so heinous. That whole episode towards the end is like one of the most uncomfortable, like, watching all these raiders just fucking go after these innocent, 50s style, like, idiots who don't know anything about the world because they've been in this vault their whole lives. It's like a massacre. It's disgusting and it's evil. And I'm like, okay, they're setting up a pretty cool evil character here. Only for the final episode for them to try and turn her into the hero. I wanted to vomit. It was honestly so bad.
I think they could have redeemed the character if it wasn't for that last episode where like the dinner's going on.
Yeah.
At the top. Like, that's what really cemented her character as just being completely confusing and just dumbfounded. It's like, none of your shit makes sense. You're a super smart scientist, pre-war super smart scientist that somehow, through Vault Tech made it into the wasteland. I forget if they explained that or not. How she somehow was alive and
they don't. They don't. No.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that, and it's like, but then she's unsuccessfully like leading old raiders and a faction of the This is where I get great because I didn't play New Vegas, but like supposedly her people were the NCR, like people runaways from the NCR or something, and that's connected to Shady Sands or whatever that place is.
Is that what I heard?
No, the place that gets nuked, and incorrectly according to the nerds in Fallout. That's one of the main concerns about the show, is something me and you didn't even pick up on, is that there's supposedly this huge timeline inaccuracy with that. Remember when they showed the chalkboard? And it was like the 4 arrows point. Supposedly that town, and when it gets nuked, is inaccurate. And it goes against the canon and fucks a whole bunch of shit up, according to the lore. So it's like...
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that people are really mad at that I could give a flying fuck about, because I'm sure they'll just retcon the retcon, They'll be like, nah, we actually... didn't mean that. Like,
that was propaganda.
And that's actually another thing to kind of get into, is I feel like fan bases are getting a little too out of control. Like, I'm really into the Helldivers. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sponsor bootlickers in any way, but it's insane the type of entitlement, like, just fans of anything have now. Like, whether it's you're watching the Fallout show or you're playing something like Helldivers. Like, I don't know if you followed the whole Helldivers Sony debacle and Sony backpedaling, and so like there's this PSN account linking with Helldivers initially, and it didn't really work. So they turned off the systems, and for like 3 months you didn't have to link your PSN account to Helldivers, right? And they turned it on out of nowhere, and everyone flipped out, and rightfully so. because PSN isn't allowed in a lot of the countries that people bought this game in. So essentially, they like Sony was straight up saying, being like, "You've had your 3 months, GG's. You don't get to play it anymore. Essentially, goodbye." And so people flipped out, and Sony actually backpedaled, supposedly, or something like that, and is not gonna make it PSN account related. But since then, now it's like the fan base is coming at the fucking throats of the developers for balance issues and shit. Like, these guys are giving away what other studios charge $5, $10, $15 for, right? And they're pumping it out monthly, right? They're giving new war bonds that you can purchase with in-game credits monthly, and people are like, these weapons suck, I bought them, and now you nerfed them a week later. And those type of people are just like everywhere now. It's insane, dude. Like, everyone is like holding people hostage now for things they think they can like dictate in a huge multi-million-dollar like whatever, like IP, you know, like whether it's Fallout or whatever. They're like, this show sucks. I'm never gonna watch a Fallout show because there was a chalkboard in the show that said that Shady Sands got nuked 100 years before it did, or whatever. So the whole show's done to me. Like, these guys are idiots. They're losers. They don't deserve a shot. They don't. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older and I just have less of a palate for this shit. But
no, you're definitely observing some. It's weird because it goes in both ways. While like the detractors are more brazen and more like sort of ridiculous with the way they think, the White Knights are just as brazen and ridiculous with the way they defend certain companies. There's this. I think it's political. I think that the way that culture sort of cultivated politics in the 2010s bleeding into the 2020s is that, like, it's no longer look at your position on an issue, look at an issue, hundreds of issues, and then look at everything individually. Whereas in the 2010s, they sort of said, no, it's either you're on the left or you're on the right. There is no looking at individual issues. You're Hitler, or you are fucking Stalin, or you are Mother Teresa. I don't know. There's no granularity with it, and I think that's what's happened to fandom as well. I think it's sort of bled from politics, and now fandoms are sort of the same way. It's like it's either you are an orthodox Blizzard fan and you defend everything Blizzard does, or you aren't and you just hate everything they do. There is no granularity and looking at each issue individually. I think that's a big problem in society for everything, but fandom included.
Like, when I'm not even the biggest fan of Fallout, but I'm big enough of a fan to appreciate the idea of there even being a high budget Amazon series even being talked about. Like,
I was shocked when I heard about
it. When Warhammer started getting talked about with Henry Cavill, I thought it must be the craziest boost for a Warhammer fan right now, mentally, to like realize like what the potential of what's going on with their like what they can, like, one of their life's passions. Because to play Warhammer, you gotta be deep, you know?
Yeah. Warhammer is like the nerd version of golf, where it's super expensive and it's like it becomes your life if you get into it. Like, that's what you do. You do Warhammer.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the drama's warranted, but it's just like, sometimes you got to sit back and realize, like, it's not that bad, especially in Fallout's context, because it's out and it was good. Yeah. It could have been better. Sure. We're getting a second season. They're going to listen to you guys. They're obviously going to correct the problem with Shady Sands or whatever it's called being nuked. That's definitely going to get fixed somehow. Who knows? And on top of that, like, just give it fucking time. You guys got a Fallout show. Like, you guys are coming at this shit.
Show. Like, not some janky piece of shit Fallout show that you would expect you'd get. You got a premium Jonathan Nolan, not Christopher Nolan, but Jonathan Nolan, the second best Nolan. That's okay. You got the second best Nolan making your goddamn Fallout show. Oh yeah, it's his brother.
Oh damn. Dude, all right, I got something to say. More tits from the right people. This is something I'm glad I just remembered this.
Mhm.
There is a surprising amount of tits in this show, right?
Not from the right people.
Not from the right people. And it kind of bugged me more than I thought because I kept on thinking about it. And I'm thinking, all right, here's all these low budget background actors that are probably getting paid dick compared to everybody else.
Mhm.
And they're like, hey, we want you with your shirts off, dicks, boobs out, dicks out. All right. And they're just like, that's just how it has to be. But the chick that we all want to see, who's getting paid big time, who has a fucking sex scene in the show, conveniently doesn't get any type of nudity at all. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's not fair.
Yeah. No, anyways, no doubt, dude. I found that super strange in that first episode where she's fucking the raider guy before she knows he's a raider. And like, especially her attitude towards it was so like how she said okie dokie when he's like trying to fuck her, and it's just like, okay, we're about to see a very gratuitous sex scene right now, and then it was like it was like one of the weirdest, weakest, strangest sex scenes I've ever seen with no real nudity, except of course for the Raider's ass. Man ass has really become accepted in Hollywood. It's strange how like there's man ass in everything now. Like,
dude, they had full on dick in one of those vault scenes, didn't they? When like the Colt, I'm pretty sure there was a dick for just a second. So it's like, man, we get full frontal from dudes, but we can't even get tits from the right chick.
Yeah, that's not right. That's a political thing too, because like you're not supposed to be able to have dick or pussy in anything other than X-rated or NC-17 rated stuff. So R-rated is supposed to be okay. Tits are okay in R-rated. Ass is okay in R-rated, but not bottom frontal. But for some reason, no, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure what Fallout is rated, but I'm guessing it's rated mature, which is R for TV. But either way, you're not supposed to be able to show dicks or pussies in non-X-rated stuff. But for some reason, we've crossed the Rubicon. Dicks are okay, but not pussy. You still will never see, you will never fucking see pussy in anything that's not rated X. But you will see dangling cocks all the time, and it makes no fucking sense.
You know, when I was like by like 9 years old, all the adults had made me think that like gender and dicks and all that, all pussies and all that shit was all figured out.
Yep.
But the fact that you're just like, why when you said we're crossing the Rubicon, I was just like, such a 2024 statement, man. You crossed the Rubicon when it comes to gender.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Indeed. So what did you think about the whole so we have the guy from Lost who's like the villain from Lost, and he's also the protagonist from Person of Interest, a TV show that I liked from the 2010s, early 2010s, I think. His name is Michael Emerson.
Oh, are you talking about the guy from Lost?
Yeah, Michael Emerson. He plays the scientist that has the thing in his neck that he injects there, and then like, oh, they're finding me. I gotta cut my head off so you can take my head to the cold fusion bitch that makes no sense. That whole thing, like, what did you think about it? Because I love Michael Emerson, but I thought he was criminally underused in this show, and I hate the fact they killed him off so fast. And it also makes no sense what his connection is to her, and like why there was so much sort of like, I know what I have to do about the whole situation. Like for him to be so like, I'm going to take cyanide and I'm going to tell you to saw my fucking head off, Ella Parnell or whatever your name is, seemed a little like in the post-apocalypse wasteland of nuclear attacks and the end of days. It seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm just kind of waiting for season 2 to kind of fill in that type of thing. To really, I'm holding my reservations for it because the way the story is kind of played out in the first season is a huge chunk of the pivotal moments were played out before the series started. You know, like with her mom, Ella's mom, or Lucy. What's her name? The character Lucy.
Lucy's
name, yeah. Lucy's mom, Kyle MacLachlan being the Vault Tech leader and stuff like that. So I think in season 2 we're gonna get a lot more like fill in the blanks, going to the past type stuff that will probably involve him. He'll probably be in season 2 if I'm honest, being honest. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more scenes of him in the past.
Flashbacks. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
that'd be good because I really like that guy, and it made me sad that he died in the first fucking episode, or was it maybe second episode? I don't know.
No,
first or second.
Yeah, it was the second. Yeah,
it might have been at the end of the second episode. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But it was early. It was really early, and I remember when he died, I was just like, really? Like that quick? But at least they didn't kill off Walton Goggins quick, because that was what I was really afraid of, because he really carried the show for me, and him dying would have been not good.
Nah, dude. Honestly, he's the secret main lead, to be honest. I don't think people really resonated with Lucy too much. I mean, she was a fun character, but I think everyone liked Walton Goggins.
For a female character protagonist in the year 2024, she was great.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
But compared to like Ellen Ripley, you're all right.
Yeah.
Like if we go back to fucking, Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, the GOAT old school female characters, she ain't hanging with them. But for today, give her the thumbs up.
Yeah, I think if they keep her with Walton as like a little group or whatever, she'd make a lot more sense. Like doing what she's doing for a prolonged period, but like the idea of her just being a wastelander with her attitude and her approach, just kind of it doesn't work out. She'd be dead.
One of the other cool things I liked about this show is the fact they introduced like that crazy sea monster that you took off Michael Emerson's head, ate it and then went into the pond or whatever. I enjoyed the fact that they introduced this crazy mutant creature, and then a couple episodes later, Lucy goes into the was like Vault 50 or something with the people that took over the vault, and they're actually not from the vault. And it had the guy who plays the dad on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
With his weird center eye and his... I love that guy, by the way. The great performance. It was so good. The way he was so flippant with Lucy. That was awesome. But
again, remember, Lucy in that vault throws acid on one of those dudes' faces, and then the next scene there she's just like, we're cool. No big deal. I'm just like, again, strange. Kind of a fucked up thing to do. I don't know why they're trying to portray her as a good person. That's not a good person thing to do.
No, it's not. But I did enjoy the fact that they didn't just like introduce that mutant creature and then just like forget it and throw it away. A couple episodes later, they go down in that vault, and then Lucy finds out that they created that thing, and they show the video footage of it coming from the woman. Oh, dude, that was fucked up. I loved that. That's so dark and evil, and the fact that they showed that on screen, I thought was great.
Every vault like that's fucked up too. There's some crazy vaults, dude. Like, there's one where it's like they just cloned one dude.
Oh shit!
Like 250 times or something like that, and his name's Gary. And you just go into that vault, and Gary's everywhere. You're just like, what the fuck, dude?
that is fucking hilarious. Yeah,
dude, there's totally there's something called FEV, which I think is what that liquid is a derivative of in the series that Walton's using to keep his ghoul form in check.
Yeah.
There's something called FEV in the actual Fallout universe, which is like a mutative agent. I forget why it was made. I think it has something to do with the Gek and like their ability to terraform and stuff. Because after the Wasteland happened, this all has to do with Vault-Tec and a couple other like the Institution and the Enclave and all this stuff. But there was this technology called the Gek, which is pretty much like a terraforming technology that would regrow the wasteland, and which is America, and by that proxy the world. And I think FEV has something to do with that somehow. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, it has something to do with just like a super soldier-esque type program, which is where the super mutants come from, which also weren't in the show yet, but I'm sure you've seen pictures of them before, the big giant green mutant guys of Fallout.
I think
they're
so.
like They're like the mascots of Fallout almost.
Mhm.
But there's a vault, dude, you go into in Fallout 3 where it's literally just a vault where they lured all these people in when the bombs were being dropped, and then they just gassed them all with FEV, and they all like it's literally just a Hellraiser fucking vault, dude. You open it up and the walls are made of flesh and shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Damn, dude. Maybe see, when I hear shit
vault,
like that, I feel like I made a mistake not playing these Fallout games, because that sounds sick as hell.
That's pretty like, you know, that's pretty out there for Fallout, though. I'm not saying like you get a lot of that type of stuff, but
yeah. All right. Well, we talked a lot about Lucy and Hank and what is the Walton Goggins character's name? Is it just the zombie or something? I don't know.
I think he's called the Wanderer.
Is that what he's called?
Yeah, it's the classic Fallout lead character name too.
Well, we've kind of gone over those guys. There's one thing we haven't talked about much, and that would be Maximus. So what did you think about the Maximus storyline? I kind of enjoyed the sort of, not even Maximus himself, but like sort of the backdrop of his storyline, that military force he's a part of, the robot skeleton machines that they are in, and then the leadership of that group. Like whoever the leader was of that group, he's from something I've seen before and I liked him in it. Maybe Game of Thrones or something like that. But he's
played a lot of fucked up people.
Yeah, like I really liked he had like an Emperor Palpatine vibe going on with him and the way he talked, and I just really enjoyed the backdrop of his story. But I thought Maximus was a little weird of a character. Like he kind of bounced from good guy and bad guy a little too often, to the point where it almost felt like he was a stand-in for the player of the game, where in a choice-based system, let's just say Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be evil this time, but this time I'm going to be the good guy, but next time I'm going to be evil again. Is a little weird, I thought.
Yeah. I honestly really liked this character. I don't know what it was initially, but I thought he was done. Like the first episode, I thought he was like kind of an idiot at first. And then by the time you get to Michael Rappaport in the power armor,
by the way,
dying.
One of the best Michael Rappaport performances in a long time. That guy, like, he earned his check on this one.
But him just watching Michael Rappaport bleed out was, when he said that, he's like, well, he almost was like autistic about it. He's like, well, you were pretty mean to me, and I just watch you bleed out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, I like this guy.
And then after he did it, wasn't it?
Yeah, after he did it, he's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's kind of like, he was really dumb. Like, he truly was a dumb dude. And by the time he gets to the vault too, I think he kind of, like, there was a thing I heard a bunch of people say online where like he has the idiot savant perk from the game, which is like a real perk. I don't know how you get it. Some of these perks are like wild card perks. If you do enough things you get like this perk that boosts your gameplay style, you know? So I don't know exactly what the idiot savant perk does, but I'm guessing it has something to do with like charisma and perception with dialogue and stuff like that, because that seems to be what his character is. He's just like constantly stumbling his way into like a better life. Like he was a fucking low rung peasant in the Brotherhood of Steel and no one was taking him seriously, got framed somehow for his friend getting hurt, which should have demoted him, but somehow put him in a position to get power armor, and in almost a moral fashion too, because Michael Rappaport was an asshole that deserved to die anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like all these things are like, it was almost like God was just kind of like, yo, dude, let me give you some stuff.
Yeah.
I like this character a lot.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I really enjoyed the part like where, again, Lucy's a really weird character. Like Lucy, pretty much in a way that no women ever do that I've ever been around, just immediately walks up to him like, hey, you want to have sex? And he's all like, you know, I don't think that's a good idea. And like he had a bunch of like weird excuses because he was afraid to have sex with her. And he went from that, and then like in the exact same episode, at the end of that episode, he's like, oh, hey, do you want to have sex now?
That's like, so awesome though, because he was like, I love that though, because he's like, that shows you how quickly he adapted from one lifestyle, because he's on that hospital bed, like still as a wastelander, and like this hot chick's asking me to have sex. I don't think I actually have ever had sex with a woman. What do I say? Type of thing. To then sitting in his bathrobe eating oysters or whatever. He's like, you gotta try these. You want to suck on my dick now? It's like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
You stepped up quickly.
Yeah, and that leads us to the end of the episode, which was perfect, where he thinks that she's about to be like sacrificed to the gods and like killed in a Mayan temple. And
his autistic rage, dude.
He just comes out and starts wrecking fools, and she's like, "No, they were letting me go." And he's like, "Oh, really?" It's crazy what pussy will make you do sometimes.
It didn't stop there too. Remember, he was ready to just walk off with their fusion core too, and she's like, she got like 5 steps out into the desert. She's like, "Nah, we can't do that. That's fucked up." He's like, "I don't know. We can think about it." Like,
yeah,
really funny. I loved it.
Yeah, at this point, like when Lucy and him split up, I feel like that wouldn't really happen in real life. I feel like if this were real and these characters' motivations and everything we know about them is real, Maximus would never have let Lucy out of his sight ever again. I don't think he would have gone back.
No.
He wouldn't have gone back to that.
He would have built a cabin in the woods somewhere and raised it. He's like, I won. I won the Wasteland lottery.
He would have booby-trapped it like a mix of fucking Home Alone and Rambo Last Blood. Like, his whole house would just be surrounded by, like, the craziest booby traps you've ever seen in your life, and he'd just get out of his armor and be like, "All right, you ready, Lucy?" Like, there's no fucking way he would have gone back to those people after that. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, honestly, that was obviously to further the plot. Like, that was just one of those decisions where you can clearly like, well, yeah, we want to know more about the Brotherhood of Steel, and we need him over there in season 2 to talk about the Brotherhood of Steel. So that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah,
there's a lot more. I mean, it'll be interesting where they actually go with the New Vegas season 2. Like, are they just teasing New Vegas in a way like to get people hyped, and it's going to be about like a completely different storyline with no real solid New Vegas connections, or if they're going to do a Mr. House, like I said earlier, type storyline, because they didn't obviously. I don't know if I can even say that, but just say like he's there at one point in the series, and that doesn't exactly rule him out to be there in some capacity in the future in the New Vegas that they're going to have in season 2. I don't know. It's weird because like I don't know why they would have went out of their way to show him and then have the character. Because what's his name? Chip from the guy that was, remember? What's his name? The guy that was in the biker cop show back in the 90s or whatever, Chips or something. Remember?
Who's that?
Remember remember Walton Goggins kills his son?
Oh,
he shows up in his house.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? I forget, but he was Chips. He was in Chips.
Yeah, you're right.
But
he was.
But the armor him and his son were wearing were the New Vegas like poster character armor. Like on the front case of New Vegas. They're wearing that helmet and red goggles and armor and shit. I forget what it's called, but so that's another New Vegas shout out.
Okay.
So they definitely went out of their way to get people hyped up for the idea of some type of New Vegas connection. Because Mr. House was showed, I don't know. I didn't play the game, so I don't know if Mr. House is dead. He dies by the end of New Vegas or not. I just know he plays a pivotal thing in New Vegas.
Interesting.
And I know he goes by a different name, so it's my limited knowledge.
All right. Well, last thing I want to bring up is Thaddeus. So Thaddeus was like Maximus's friend and sort of became his squire incognito. He didn't know that Maximus was in the suit. He thought it was still Michael Rappaport, right? But Thaddeus was an interesting character because he was kind of just like also an idiot savant and kind of a goofball.
Another idiot.
But he manages to disable Maximus's suit and steal his core and run away with it in a way that just seemed a little like convenient and like
Well, he's a squire, so he maintenances the armor. He has the key to unlock the core.
Yeah, but it just felt like you'd think that he would have had some countermeasure to be able to stop his squire from doing that. Because, like,
that's just a huge flaw in the design.
Yeah.
The thing that.
So maybe my complaint is just from like a non-Fallout fan standpoint. I didn't buy that too much. And
I think what you're detecting is a hokey design based in a very whimsical, far out there universe where they don't actually play on those weaknesses at all, and then somebody is taking that IP and bringing it into their understanding and been like, oh well, look at that obvious weak spot, I'm gonna fucking make an episode out of that, even though you'd never see that in an actual Fallout game. Like, that key doesn't exist in the Fallout universe. That was made up for the show.
So that was a plot device. Okay, well, the one thing that I liked about Thaddeus was his end game storyline where he gets his foot crushed and he's pretty much gonna die, and he goes to that fucking weird doctor, and the doctor's like, oh yeah, I got the cure for everything, and he gives it to him and he becomes a ghoul. Like, I don't know anything about Fallout, and I didn't know that was coming. I wasn't sure if that was something that happened in a game and I should have just known it was gonna happen. But I loved the whole way they played with that, the way that he found out because he went to fucking the weird Portlandia guy's radio station and he got hit by a booby trap and it just healed immediately. And they're all like, bro, I think you're a ghoul now. That was great. I love that scene, and I love the way they sort of made Thaddeus interesting by turning him into a ghoul.
Yeah, that whole interaction with him and the doc. Like, remember the first episode? He's like, I'm a foot doctor. It's like, do you have any ailments of the feet or whatever?
That guy was great. Who was that guy?
I don't know, dude.
Hire him.
That was epic writing, though. Just like, I thought that was just a one-off thing, and it's like it ends up being Thaddeus' saving grace. He's about to blow his brains out. He's like, finally, someone in the wasteland with a foot problem. It's like, what the fuck?
He kind of reminded me of the Bard from Witcher a little bit, but like a fucked up, weird version of that guy, but sort of similar.
Kind of look like the main villain from Last Action Hero. not the main villain. Sorry, not the guy with the one eye, but the Ripper. The Ripper with the raincoat.
Yeah. Or like maybe like you just mixed the guy from God, what was that? Never mind. I totally lost my train of thought there. But yeah, that guy was fucking interesting and cool, and he's like a total like nonsense, barely in the show character, but he stole the scene in that episode. I thought he was great. I hope he comes back in season 2. I hope he's in New Vegas, being a foot doctor.
He's like, looks at that mangled foot. He's like, I've seen this before, often fatal. It's just a mangled fucking foot.
Oh shit. All right, broadcaster. Well, as you know, here in the Crack Cellar, we have an official patented 80s slasher rating system that we rate all of our reviews on. On that system, broadcaster, what do you rate Fallout?
You give it the old Al Pacino.
The Al Pacino? What slasher is Al Pacino?
Oh yeah, we're not on the Devils anymore. Shit. We're on slashers now.
I think you just came up with some though. We need a fucking slasher movie with Al Pacino. Jack the Ripper. Be a good Jack the Ripper.
Jason Voorhees is a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it Jason Voorhees.
Okay. It's respectable.
It's just there's things like, I mean, it's a great series. It's just like, there's some things that you kind of just have to really not think about for the show to go by fluidly.
Okay.
Which is okay. I mean, that's par for the course with most shows nowadays. But at least Jonathan, packaged it up well, gave us nice piece of ass to look at, nice pair of tits to look at. Solid characters. I don't think there was one really bad character in the show other than the villain.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I can't point out anything where I'm just like, fuck, man. Who came up with that idea? So
yeah.
I think and I think it has a lot of potential too. That's the main reason for my grade, is that I think like the way they're handling everything. I mean, just compare this to how anime live actions get treated.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's where I kind of have to circle back to being kind of grateful for what you get a little bit, because it's like you could have it a lot fucking worse.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
there's some anime fans out there that are dying on those live action hills for no good fucking reason.
This is what I'll say. Everyone blew their load for the One Piece live action that recently came out. This Fallout live action is way better than the One Piece one. Way better.
It's not well. The thing
close.
is like, just by the idea alone that we have Jonathan Nolan making a Fallout show. You don't have a cat like a Jonathan Nolan go make a live action anime.
No.
When's the last time you saw a Dennis Villanueva or someone even close to that pedigree be like, yeah, I think I'm going to pick up the Bleach saga in some way. Like,
if they did, your ears would point up and you'd be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. So I think in just that form alone, at least serious people that take the craft seriously are actually looking at Fallout.
Yeah.
And things like that you like. So, yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to give it a pinhead. I think, honestly, I believe that me not being a Fallout fan helped me enjoy this show more, because a lot of the people that I think nitpick it are Fallout fanboys. But then there's also outliers, like certain people I know that said that made them fall asleep on the first episode, and those ones I'm a little bit more puzzled by. I'm just like, I don't get it, but whatever. I'm just gonna move on. This show was thrilling to me. I loved the first episode. I loved pretty much every episode except for pretty much the scenes with the villain. Honestly, in the beginning with the villain was great because she was a villain and there was none of this other bullshit to ruin her character. So you're like, oh, this is just a hard evil bitch. That's what you thought at that back then. But then they went at the end, they fucking ruin her, and that one aspect is really what's taking this from an S for me. Like, if they had a better villain that was more coherent and all of that shit was sort of settled and sorted, I would probably be giving this a Freddy Krueger right now. But I'm going to give it a pinhead just because they fumbled the bag with her so in such an otherwise almost perfect television show. They fumbled the bag with the villain so hard. But as we know, Kyle MacLachlan is the real villain, and holy shit, am I looking forward to season 2, the return of Paul Atreides, the real Paul Atreides. Let's go,
dude. Did you know that there's something to kind of go out on? Maybe not even some Fallout fans know.
Oh,
but
here we go.
The guy that originally made Fallout was a huge fan, and I think kind of like, in a way, trying to do a few shout outs to the Dune universe in Fallout. Like, there's
that makes sense.
In the Fallout universe, there's chems, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like Rad-X and Rad-Away and Stimpaks. These are all under the classification of chems. And there's one called Mentats.
Oh.
And it's a huge shout out to Dune. I think there's a couple others out there, but that's the one every time I see Mentats, I always think of Dune.
Yeah.
You know, so
all right.
Yeah. The fact that Kyle MacLachlan's in there and there's that connection, it's the best we can get. Okay.
Dude, all I can hope for and pray for is that season 2 of this show, every fucking episode has Kyle MacLachlan in it. And if that's the case, fuck, I'm in. I'm good to go. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Let's do this shit.
Could you imagine fucking a Kyle MacLachlan just like power fisting some dude in the face CGI status and just like we're getting blood splatter Kyle MacLachlan in our dude.
Oh God. Oh, don't play with my emotions, man. I can't handle the thought of that if it doesn't happen. And on that note, we'll close out.